you doing? I hope you are doing well. I'm Amanda Pramoedya Wardani. You can call me Amanda. Now, it's my pleasure to be here and going to share to you about the importance of moral education. Before I explain about what the importance of moral education, first, you must know what the moral education is. Moral. Moral is teachings about good and bad things which involve human behavior and action. And then moral education is one of fundamental aspects of human life and society. It can be defined as the ethical education to all good and right principles of life. It consists of some basic principles like honesty, truthfulness, kindness, sympathy, and others. Moral education can be learned everywhere, such as at home, school, college, workplace. But children learn ethical education more at home than in any other place. It is very important to be taught to children from an early age, especially in this day, where the influence of friends or social media is huge. They are easier to forget manners and have bad morals, even though having children who are polite and have good morals is certainly a dream for every parent. Why instilling moral values in children must be done from an early age? Because at an early age, children are still easier to direct than when they were teenagers. The moral values that parents teach from an early age will remain until they grow up. But teaching moral values is more difficult because it is not only theory but also emphasizes practice in everyday life. In addition, parents or educators have to caution and caution when they teaching moral education. Why is moral education important? Because one's character is very important for one's life and others. When one has good morals, he will treat himself and others very well. And the big reason, because children are the foundation of our society and our nation. But ironically, the moral aspect is often neglected by society and even the state. Everyone, moral education is needed for students of this generation. Not only students, but necessary for the world community, especially for Indonesia. We certainly realize that the decline of a nation can be caused by the moral decay of its citizens. Have you ever seen the students smoke? Have you ever seen the students run? And have you ever heard of some issues the student has free sex? I'm sure all of you will be saying yes. There are many kinds of naughtiness. This means that the Indonesian moral attitudes have turned away from the values and norms of the real Indonesia. Our morality is in a crisis, especially for teenagers. Therefore, it is our duty, especially parents and educators, to pay attention to the moral education of the nation's next generation. Not just pay attention about the intellectual education, but we have to pay attention to the moral education. What is the best ways to educate children moral? Well, I'll give you 5 ways that parents can do to instill moral values in children. First, teach honesty. The basic thing that causes someone to lie is a habit in childhood, and it can carry it over to adulthood. Therefore, it is very important to teach children the habit of being honest. Parents need to explain that honesty will bring happiness to happiness, and lies will only be happiness at the beginning, but suffering throughout life. 2. Teach responsibility. It is very important that responsibility is taught to children from an early age. Parents can teach children to always apologize when they do something wrong with others. And then it's better for parents to explain to children that apologizing is a form of responsibility for mistakes that they have been made. Third, teaching loving attitude. Parents must teach their children that hurting others is not the right attitude and will have bad impact for them and others. It can take the form of not only actions but also words such as mocking. If parents teach children to have a loving attitude, children will respect people who are older than him and love those who are younger than him. Fourth, cultivate discipline. By teaching children to be disciplined, the child's lifestyle will be more orderly, so the morality of children will be accustomed to discipline of good or right behavior. This seems trivial, but this attitude of discipline is the key for children to be obedient to their parents. Fifth, teach children to get along with other people. Another way to instill moral values is by teaching children to get along with other people. Teach children to be good friends without choosing the social status, so they will be kind to fellow people. Okay, then the last one, the best way to educate children's moral is by example. As we know, children are extraordinary observers. They naturally like to imitate the things they observe. Instead of just telling kids to behave well, it's more effective to teach them what good attitude is and how to behave well by us being good people. Everyone, of course, we are very disappointed to see the morality of Indonesian students, which is getting lower every day and wins. But this should not be allowed to continue and must be addressed immediately. We have the cooperation from all human beings, both parents, educators, and the government, in order to create a decreasing moral intelligence. Everyone, let's create a learning system that is accompanied by moral advice, good moral behavior, and a discipline that makes students not only have high grades but also good morality. Don't give up, my friend. Keep fighting and always be a noble education person. There's a quote from Martin Luther King: education without moral is like a ship without compass, merely wandering nowhere. Okay, that's all from me. I'm sorry if there's a mistake. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope this speech is useful for you, especially for our society. Thank you very much. Have a great day.